Lesson 4. Unlearn to Relearn. Quote by Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. End of quote. Introduction. I once went to my mentor and asked him why so many people find it hard to learn and understand financial literacy and a change in mindset. My mentor looked at me for a second and asked for a cup of water. I immediately got him a cup of water. He proceeded by asking for milk. I rushed to the office fridge and brought him the milk container. He took the milk and started pouring into the cup that was already full of water. The cup that was already full of water overflew and was spilling over. I was a little confused and surprised that he kept pouring the milk, although he clearly saw that it was spilling over. At some point, I suspected that something was wrong with him, and I said, "Mentor, that milk is spilling over." He then stopped and smiled. I was still very confused and could not understand. He then explained to me that he poured the milk into the cup that was already full of water to answer my question. He went further that in life many people are already full. They are like the cup of water that is full. If anyone tried adding anything else, it would lead to a spillover. Since our cups are already full, we have to pour out the water in order to make space for the milk. The same applies to financial literacy and a change in mindset. In order to fully grasp this new knowledge, we have to unlearn what we already know, and that will enable us to fully understand and assimilate financial literacy and a change in mindset. If we try containing both, the result will be a spillover. Body. Now that you understand the relevance of financial literacy and the mindset shifts, let's tackle a topic that is very vital to the understanding and assimilation of this knowledge. Most of us have been through some form of formal education, and the school program is often arranged in a way that one level facilitates the understanding of the next. One grade or class builds from the knowledge acquired from the previous. We are expected to add up knowledge as we progress. This absolutely works for the formal educational system, but we will look at learning in a different way. I love this other saying. In school, you are given a lesson and then given a test. In life, you are given a test that teaches you the lesson. This couldn't be truer. The reason for this quote is to initiate you to the idea that what works in school will not always work in real life. Now back to the learning strategy. Our world is changing so fast that if you are not constantly unlearning and relearning, you will find it difficult to adapt and survive. As one of my mentors says, the world is moving so fast that you have to literally run to be on the same spot. Our physical environment is changing so fast, we can all notice. Culturally, the world is changing at a very fast pace. With financial literacy and a mindset change, the challenge is not just to learn and catch up with new knowledge. It is also the unlearning of what we already know so that we can make room for new knowledge. The reason why this is so important is that, unlike the educational system, what we already know may make it harder for us to learn what will take us to the next level. As the saying goes, what you knew got you here, but will not get you where you're going. To unlearn previous knowledge is to mentally decide to let go of your reliance on them. This is made easier when we have new knowledge to replace them with. Why do we need to unlearn? As a man thinketh, so is he. Although we will explore this deeply in another lesson, your current life situation is as a result of how you think. The way you think is based on your culture. Your culture is based on your environment. Does that make sense? Your environment is composed of a few things, and these are your customs, attitudes, tradition, beliefs, language, history, survival skills, art, habit, and social structures. All these elements are conditioned by our past. This means that we mostly think based on our past. It is therefore impossible to build a new future while relying on the thought processes of the past. We now agree that we have to redesign a new way of thinking that matches the future that we envisage for ourselves. But you have to let go of the old. One difficulty is that some of the aspects of our current selves are actually enjoyable. The illustration of being born again in order to make it to heaven can be applied here as letting go of the old in order to enter the new. You cannot learn new money habits and attitudes of mind while holding on to the old. Once you have fully become this new you, your life will change right in front of your eyes. Mentally fall in love to your desired future to the point where you are willing to let go of what you are now. Your current self may be good. One thing I can promise you is that your new self will be much better. You are about to enter a new era of your life. Summary. The world is changing so fast that only people who can constantly learn and unlearn will adapt and thrive. In order to fully acquire financial literacy and a mindset shift, you must mentally decide to unlearn in order to relearn. End of lesson.